Everything Horror, where we love to talk about everything horror. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Lamb. Now, Lamb is about a couple that own a sheep farm in Iceland. They come across a newborn and they decide to care for it. And that's the film. Lamb was a mixed bag for me. Ultimately, I was let down. This film is brought to us by A24 and is directed by Vladimir Johansson. He is known for special effects like Rogue One. He worked on the Tomorrow War. He is well versed in that aspect of film, and it does come in handy in this movie. Lamb is a slow burn. All right, if slow burns aren't your thing, this is already off the table. This is the slowest of the slows here. It's pretty much like a day in the life type of film. We're watching this couple farm, living their everyday lives until, this thing happens with the birth of the lamb, and that's what is the main crux of the film. There was several directions that I thought Lamb was going to go, and it didn't go in any of the ones that I thought it was going to. You could say that could be a positive, that this film was not predictable. I have to say the unpredictability was not a positive for me. If anything, what the film chooses to do was what really turned me off from the film. Let's start off with some positives here. Acting is spectacular. Noomi Rapace is great in this movie. She plays Maria. Hilmir Snare Goansson, who plays Ingvar. He is great in the movie. I had to look, you guys. I had to. They're both great in the film. You could tell there's a fracture between them. Something happened in their past that leaves everything kind of awkward between them. They're just, doing their jobs on the farm. And what happens with the lamb pretty much brings like a light in their life. Whatever happened in their past is almost erased, and they're happy again. And I think the way the story implemented that was very well done. Their performances are great in this film. The cinematography is amazing. This landscape lends itself well to the camera. It's just pretty and also desolate. You could tell that, they're isolated. And I think that brings another element of horror to the movie when, things begin to go awry. And then another positive is the lamb itself. There are some points where it looks great, spot on. There were some shots where it looked kind of iffy, But for the most part, I thought it looked great. And I think Johansson did a good job with those effects. I mean, I would imagine he has something to do with it. Now, on to my negatives, the pacing. This film is a slow burn, and it really feels like a slow burn. There's some slow burns where, the time goes like that, actually. And you enjoyed pretty much every minute of it. But I just didn't feel that for this film. For whatever reason, it was just a bit too slow for me. I understand we are establishing the lifestyle that they live before they're introduced to the lamb, but I wish it would have been just a little bit faster, cut a little bit quicker, because they spend a lot of time on that first act. I felt like they established that there are acts in this film. So I felt like the first act was going on for forever. I do understand that they were going for a folktale type of feel. And I was imagining it to be more like a folk horror, but horror is kind of non-existent in this movie. There were some aspects like the relationship between Numi's character Maria and the actual sheep that gives birth to the lamb. I thought was interesting, and what ends up happening at the end, those are pretty much like the only horror elements in this movie. Everything else is just like We're on this farm. And we have a lamb. There is a little bit of a switch up with an extra introduction of a character in the middle. But it almost felt like that could have been entirely cut out. The character pretty much comes and goes like that. And there is a weirdness to the film, but I wish they would have dipped more into the weirdness. A good example of that was Titan. That film was just super weird, and they used it to their advantage. I felt like Lamb didn't. It dipped its toes in it, but it didn't go full foot. Whatever that means. It didn't go full force with it, you know? Overall, you guys, I think Lamb could have been cut down to size. It probably would have been better as a short or something. Maybe it would have felt more horror in that aspect. It just felt like they were, you know, trying to make the film longer than what it should be. Introducing another character and making this storyline between that character and Maria, and it just felt super unneeded. I think this would have been a lot better as a short film, and I felt like the payoff at the end just wasn't enough. Overall, you guys, I'm going to give Lamb a 3 out of 5. It was okay. Anyways, you guys, what did you think of Lamb? Have you seen it? Make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I greatly appreciate it. To all the new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. I got a big boost over the past couple of weeks, so that was very exciting, and I hope you are liking what you're seeing here. Make sure, if you haven't subscribed, to subscribe. This is Everything Horror, where we love to talk about everything horror. Take care, peeps.